But before we get into the segments that we have for this week, normally start a show with a special segment. This time around, we're calling This Week in Esports
On Location.
So, what is, I know.
TWIE on location.
Exactly. We should have practiced that, but
Yeah,
why
we
would
could have coordinated that
We
a bit
just
better.
produced magic there. So,
TWIE on Location for short is where we get to bring live events that you couldn't attend yourself straight to your monitor or TV or phone, whatever
it is
you're watching this magic
yeah,
on.
exactly.
And so for our first time, we were lucky enough to attend a little event in Seattle last weekend called The International. Features one of Valve's premier games, Dota 2.
True.
Yeah, you might have heard of it, seeing as the first place winner, Team Liquid, garnered themselves almost $11 million in prize money. Craziness.
It's true. Well, esports events are something that everyone must attend at least once in their lifetime. That is something we all agree with here, and I think you will too. So let's check out some of the B-roll that we've got for you from the actual event itself. Now, I was actually there with our fabulous and talented producer, Lennox, who is also behind the camera at this point. And I can tell you, so Key Arena, it holds about, what do we say, 17,000 people. I will tell you that this sold out in mere moments. So,
It's very hard to get tickets.
Exactly. 20 teams started this escapade. I think they introduced. They invited 6 teams. Had a total of 16 teams that ended up. Or excuse me, 20. Boy, you know what? You never know about stuff today. At any rate, there were not that many teams. This is a premier event for sure. Only 2 teams themselves that actually had never been to a Valve event. The first time we'd ever seen a Dota team from South America was this time with I can't remember the team's name, but they are fabulous.
Really exciting to see South America represented, especially considering it's typically EU and Asia that really hold sway here.
And I'm glad you mentioned EU and Asia, because that's what we'll talk about here in a second, because that's really what it came down to. Now, there's also something that we like to mention here, I think. You'll see some of these different teams represented there with the fabulous flags. But there is a thing with Dota 2, specifically with the International. Every other year, it is won by a Chinese team. And this year was no different. This year, actually, so last year's winner was Wings Gaming.
Which was the first time North America had ever taken it. Is that correct?
Actually, no. Interestingly enough, North America took it once, and I love this. This is exactly right. Took it the TI5 with Evil Geniuses.
Sorry. Yep,
Off by 1 year.
Getting it mixed up.
But we're up to 7 now, MK. So at this point, I'm fine. Also, our producer wanted us to mention that $13 for a Philly cheesesteak is a little bit of a riot. But welcome to stadium prices. It's a premier event. What are you going to do? Not have the cheesesteak? So, at any rate, you can vote on that if you want to. I don't think we'll need it.
Vote for cheesesteak.
I'm just saying. So, at any rate, I will say that having been there myself this year, I've been, both of MKU and I had both been there last year. Separate things it is electric. It is definitely one of those events that you must see at some point. And I love this bird's eye view because it was on ESPN2 as well as a number of other media outlets. But it's really cool to see this sort of bird's eye view.
You can see Key Arena completely packed with fans. It's so loud in there. It's like any other sporting event, way back in the day when we still had basketball. The Seattle Supersonics played here.
That was a nice
time.
It's true. But I will say, what we're seeing here are the walk-ins. And I will say that something else that esports does, I mean, I'm not going to say better. It's an apples and oranges conversation. But one of the things they do great is the walk-in. They are like, they are up to like UFC. You'll notice, actually, that the Liquid's captain there actually fist pumped that staff member. He did it every single time. This is them receiving the Aegis. So if you've ever played Dota, if you've ever seen Dota, the thing they're going for is the Aegis Cup, and that is something that they got to hoist. I'm getting goosebumps because I was right there. It was incredible. And Pyro, I mean, I'm telling you right now, spared no expense. You can also see those little lights that went off. Those are little bracelets that they give people, and they went off.
They go off in coordination together to light up the whole stadium. And just the energy, the noise, it's crazy. All the fans.
And I will say, here's the thing about Team Liquid, obviously from the EU, a fantastic story. We'll talk more about that if you guys decide to let us. Oh, please. But it is an incredible opportunity for people to see how great esports can be, and quite frankly, going home with a cool 10 million and change for a 5-person crew. They earn it, obviously. Here's another fun fact, by the way.
I like fun facts.
I'm telling you, speaking of Valve, money, and gaming, Valve announced a few days prior to the International that they're going to have 11 majors and 11 minors this year. So that means, and each of those has to have at least a minimum, each of the majors, minimum prize pool of $1 million. That's a big deal. This year, I think they had 3, maybe 4.
Big money in
Dota. Right now.
Yeah.
We got you.